and opinions expressed on this show are those of the host and guests and not necessarily the opinions of the owners of Global Communications Network and the operators of this radio
It's
station.
Love Jones. It's Love Jones. Check us out as we combine our hit music with a love story. Live with Candy. It's Love Jones. Call in and participate at 326-0271 on Global Radio 99.5 FM.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Refugee Camp presents
For all relationships, for regrets, for disagreements, for breaking up and making up, for all those out there jonesing for love. It's Love Jones right here, right now on Global 99.5. Good morning. Oh, that's how we doing
That's
it
how it
today.
is,
All
boy.
right.
It's Pimpin' Thursday.
So I see. Welcome to another edition of Love Jones right here on Global 99.5. Home of the Steve Harvey Morning Show, best mix of R&B music. Candy's in, and Magic Mike has got the "You Don't Have to Call, Girl." He got them shades on. He doing the usher thing this morning. That's all right. I'm mad at you.
It's all good.
It's another day. Before I do anything, 431-8497, text and WhatsApp, 326-027201 in studio. And of course, emails is very cool candy at Yahoo, lovejonescrew@gmail. And we're live on Facebook. And of course, the video is always reposted on YouTube, as well as Global 995's page and Love Jones Crew page as well. So yesterday's show, we did an extended edition, and I've been getting quite a bit of feedback. People have been going even on Instagram. I've been getting messages, and people are just saying that, you know, the show is always good, but you know, the opportunity for the extended edition where everyone was just kind of chiming in and stuff like that, they totally enjoyed it, and the extra dynamic of
Yeah, it was dynamical.
of yes, with Aaron and D. That's a different.
No, that was cool. I
different
enjoyed it.
something.
I enjoyed it.
I almost felt like it was like the caramel versus the chocolate type situation going on. It was like me and you and
Think so?
them too. Not really, but I just figured. I just tossed that in there. But I think it just covered so many bases, and a lot of things that people didn't quite understand, I think came to fruition in understanding yesterday. So I'm happy about that.
Yeah, you know, and this was so. For the last month, I've been trying to figure out like the topic for the next Inside event.
Mm-hmm.
And after the show yesterday, I came up with, you know, just talking to Aaron and just the conversation and then what we talked, all of us talked about yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
and just listening to what we talked about yesterday, you know, the thing is that the topic that came with is enoughness.
Mm.
You know, we are, you know, with regards to relationships, I think we're not successful in relationships because we don't think we're enough. We don't think we're worthy to be loved. And interestingly enough, when I woke up this morning, I usually scan through my emails,
Mm-hmm.
and there was a consciousness engineering lesson, and it was on enoughness. So right there, that sealed a deal for me. So I went through it this morning, took an hour,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, this is it. The topic is it.
Remember,
You know?
I said whenever you have something in mind, a lot of times the universe sends you
Yeah.
some kind of confirmation, and that's what that was. Typically, that's what it is, or we take somebody else's word for the fact that we're not enough. When there's commentary on who we are, what we do, and the insufficient thing or things that they feel as if we don't bring to their life,
Mhm.
we take that on and we take it for absolution and truth, and it definitely causes a problem with us within ourselves. And that affects every other relationship that you get into. But today is Pet Peeve Thursday. My daughter's graduating tomorrow, so I'm not certain that we're going to be able to have our regular scheduled program.
Oh, that's
tomorrow.
cool. That's
But,
cool.
you know, I asked a question yesterday in chatter, as well as I went a few different places yesterday, convenience store, couple other places in parking lots and all of that. And I posed the question to an array of people, and it was interesting to hear the different responses. My question was, well, at least the scenario was, you're out somewhere having dinner. Let's say you and your wife are out having dinner. And a woman that you know comes over, or your phone goes off and you look, and it's like, okay, this is Becky from work. And you look around and like Becky's over there and she'll hail or whatever. She says, send me the drink. Send me a drink. I like cran and vodka, whatever. Send a drink. But your wife is sitting there. What's your next move?
No. I'd be like, sorry, I can't. I'll just say, sorry, I can't.
Why not?
Because I think that's disrespectful for Becky to ask me to send her a drink. And then why would I do it with my wife sitting there? I still wouldn't.
Okay, question. Would you?
Hold on. It's a
tricky. Hold on. Okay, so wait. Pause there for a second.
What?
Would you send it to her, or would you oblige her if your wife was not there?
See, that's the thing. That's why I held back. I like, because I was starting to say I wouldn't send it there because my wife was there. But then I'm like, if my wife wasn't there, would I still send her the drink?
You would probably, right? If there's nothing going on, I'm saying if it's just it's something platonic.
I wouldn't send it to her because she'd be like, send me a drink.
Yes.
Yeah.
If no matter, so it doesn't matter the verbiage. If you say, hey Mike, what's going on, man? Buy me one drink. Does the verbiage matter?
No.
So you wouldn't send it if you were by yourself. You're hesitating, and I think most men would. It's no big.
Again, if I do
solid. Let me ask you.
Hesitate for what?
Would you send like if okay, let's use me. You guys are out or whatever. I come over, I say, man, solid, what you saying? No, you was coming here too? Come on, give me one vodka and cran, man. Is it would you oblige me the drink?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you and your lady, y'all together, y'all out dining, and I WhatsApp your phone and I say, I over here in the corner, what you saying? Send me one drink.
Yeah, I can say, hey, you want to see Candy over there? Candy, what you drinking?
Okay, so maybe it's because of me, but most women, I ask women as well as men.
But it's how you say it now.
What do you mean? It's how I say it. It's the scenario. It's the scenario. It doesn't matter how I say it.
I mean, it doesn't matter how you say it. Candy, come on. You come over there. Hey, Mike, what's up? I drinking cran and orange. Cran and whatever that is.
Here's the thing. Even if you were a man, if you as a man would say it's no big. I mean, we don't have anything. She's just asking for a drink. The key here is the responsiveness or the message that it sends to your wife or your girlfriend or the significant person you're with.
What if you were my wife and somebody comes over and
it's
says,
a problem. You don't even have to finish that.
There you go. I wouldn't send a drink.
See, but my thing is, it seems to me that it depends on who it is, because out and I say, hey, Mike, what's going on? Give me a drink. Now she still may feel some kind of way, but because she's heard of me or she's seen me, met me, she knows of me, It may be less of an issue. But if it's a woman that you don't know, I think most women are going to read that as, you came in here, so obviously you had every intention of buying your own drink. Where your man at?
Right.
That's number one.
So
number two,
I wouldn't buy the drink.
Where your drink? Did your money just all of a sudden like poof disappear that you seen us in here? Number two and number three, is there something going on? Because women are like that. They catty and they nasty in that way. So if I see you over here and I'm trying to poof my feathers now, I want old girl to know, something either going on. Number one. I trying to check him, number two, or I come to see who's the big boss now. Yeah, you all with her, but I's the thing. So you gonna buy me this drink or what? I come to see who got the biggest brass. And the woman is gonna read that, and it's gonna be a problem either which way. So again, if there's nothing that you are up to, it's a platonic relationship. What's the issue with sending the drink or giving the drink?
The only issue would be how the woman in the corner goes about it, because I mean, some people shy, some people don't want to deign in that. And then, I could see if the woman say, hey, how y'all doing? How y'all doing? Y'all enjoying y'all dinner? Mike, you want me a drink? Boy, you just buy my vodka.
That's still gonna be, I don't care how she was.
No big wide.
No.
If she addressed the couple.
One woman said to me, she said, I'm married.
If she texts the phone like,
hey, what's happening? Send a little thing.
I mean, but then the woman ain't gonna know.
Oh, how? So how you gonna do that? Either you gonna have to get up from the bar and order it, or you have to tell the waitress to get it and then send it over to the table. It'll be known. It'll be known. And then the thing is, why you sneaking? That gives even a worse.
I ain't buying it.
But it's your best bet. Negative. Because even if the fact that you don't buy it, the fact that she approached and asked, that's already gonna be a problem. It's already going to be a question put to you.
No, here's my question.
If you go the next step in actually purchasing it,
here's my question.
It's going to be a long ride home.
Why you all so messy?
What you mean messy?
Like no, I mean
women.
The woman in the corner.
He said in the corner, right?
When you say woman in the corner, this ain't the wife.
No, not the wife. The woman in the corner. Why women is do that?
That's the point.
Why
so
women
in
is
your
do
mind,
that?
as a woman, for another woman to approach in any way and ask
That's
that,
disrespectful.
it's disrespectful. Yes. So I mean, I don't see any other way to read it. I don't see any. It's just like when we talked about it before about men. If you see a man and his woman out, even if you know her, you don't hail dude and you just come over and you hug her. You know, hugs where you pick up off the ground type thing. That's disrespectful. Like you ain't even acknowledge him, and even if you acknowledge him, you hey, how you doing? That whole hug thing, you coming into a personal space. I still think that's disrespectful. A woman said to me when I asked her yesterday, she said that's the woman's call. If a woman comes over and asks about a drink, he looks to his wife, and if she gives that look, can't help you. Or if she says, "Oh, go ahead and buy the drink." Yeah, no,
I know a woman can say, "Go ahead and buy the drink." What woman can say that?
No, she'll tell you to see if you actually gonna do it. I think you'll get that little tester. Yeah, go ahead and buy the drink.
Remember I was telling Aaron about y'all need to be straight up. Talking foolishness. That's exactly what I'm talking about.
It's not. It's a way of women are about that a lot of times. Women want to see where your respect lies, who you hold in higher accord. Women look at them in your life as kind of a tier system, or who's at the top of the totem pole. Unfortunately, that's just the way it works. Sometimes it's your mama, sometimes it's work, sometimes it's friends, whatever it is. They want to know that they're always at the top of the totem pole. So this is another opportunity to put that to the test. This woman has asked, I don't care how cool you are. Listen to me. If I came and I asked you a drink in your car and she has an issue, I don't expect you to buy that. And I feel no kind of way about our friendship, because at the end of the day, that's your wife.
But you don't come do that, Candy.
I would never. Hey, I'm just saying.
You know better.
I'm respectful. I would never. But I'm just saying, at the end of the day, if the scenario in any which way happened that way, I do not expect you to choose me in that regard when it comes to that, because that's your wife.
Right.
And I shouldn't have ever put you in the position to begin with. And that's just all it is. It shouldn't have a bearing on our friendship, because the fact that I did that was out of pocket. It's just no other way. And another woman said, I don't see the problem with it.
You sir?
If y'all just cool off, y'all co-workers, what's the big deal?
No.
So you wouldn't have a problem if you're out with your man, another woman approaches, yes, but you feel as if it's cool to do it to someone else. Another man said, him and women just like to beg.
Oh, then there's that.
I mean, I couldn't say no. I mean, he said you'll be out somewhere and it'll be like, man, come a little breakfast, like you go, that kind of way. Better breakfast. You laughing, but it's true. If we gonna talk, Mike, we just have to be real about it. He said, Bahamian women beg too much. Listen, and he was so stone cold when he said that. He said Bahamian women is beg too much, and that's what has caused problems.
That's funny.
He said you out. It's if you're at work, it'll always be that crew. Man, better breakfast, man. What happened? Better little lunch. Come with a little five, let me buy a little something. Yeah. He said Bahamian women have become too comfortable begging. And he said, but when men flip the script and they beg back for something different,
that beg
it's a problem. Like it's a word, right? But it's what we use. He said, I can't think of a better way.
Can we just say ask?
No, you gotta say beg, because it gives the proper derogatory term to it. It's beg. People have to understand.
It just seems so like you're so needy.
I mean, yeah.
That's not what it is.
I mean, what? No, most times you don't be needy. Sometimes you just want, but you ask.
No, but it's different between asking. If I see you once a month or once in a while, I say, Mike, man, come to a little breakfast, bring me one little party. That's different. Every morning.
Yeah, that's
every morning.
The thing is, I know people like that.
We all do.
Here's the thing. I got a friend, and I had to sever ties. I had to sever ties because every time I spoke to this person, like, and I always fool to myself. I'll be like, they ain't asking for nothing.
Of course. And the conversation
starts.
It's fine.
So
yeah.
how's your wife?
How's everything? How the
and all that stuff?
children?
Yeah.
Right here, blah, blah, blah.
So they'll talk for a day or two
and hit you with it. Yeah.
Oh God. What?
Mhm. Yeah.
So here's my problem. What?
Yeah. So he said that's the thing. And then he said women tend to get offended when men beg back. But, you know, it was a group of men in the store yesterday.
I mean, but you can't wait for what the man begging for. You can't wait for that.
No, but
you can't ask for that for your salary.
Here's the thing.
You won't talk when you say begging. You won't talking about that, right?
Yeah, I'm talking about
that. Oh, never mind.
No, wait a minute. Initially, the begging, when it comes from women asking men, it's usually something on a monetary basis, couple dollars or
which men and women can work for.
Absolutely.
Go to a job.
Absolutely. But here's the thing, and that was a part of the conversation yesterday. The thing is, as men and women, it seems Bahamians, right? This is the way that it seems to be set out. Women see that as something treacherous. It's something that's worth something. It's valuable. I'm not saying that you're wrong for that, right? And men see their time, their effort, and how hard they've had to work for their money. That's what's most treasured to them. I've had to work hard for this. I had to work hours, whether I work at the airport or whether I'm in construction, whatever I do, I've had to work hard for my money. So most of the men in the store, and there were officers, there were laymen, there were men of over 45, there were men under 25, and all had the general consensus of, if you could ask me for my money that I've worked, toiled, and sweat for, then I can ask you for your stuff. Point blank. They said that they hold it on the same regard, sex, money, and one guy said that's where the term was coined. Exchange is no robbery.
Yeah, no, man.
You find that as something of value, that a bargaining chip, so to speak, and here's my money. So what?
Yeah,
no,
it's sad. I mean, that's the way it is, but it's sad. I mean, it's sad.
True.
Yeah, it's sad.
So, you know, it just was an interesting dynamic about how men and women see things as disrespect. You know, one guy said that he and his wife almost broke up over that because he works in a situation where he's in security, and he works with quite a bit of women that are also security officers. And you'd go out by the fry or go here and there, and you'd see them and they'd say, where to drink? And then she'd be like, how are they so comfortable to be able to ask you or proposition you for stuff, especially in my presence? Is there something more? Are there further conversations outside of just work going on where women can feel so comfortable to proposition you for stuff? You should never feel that comfortable asking a man for things.
No.
That's I'm just saying. I'm asking.
How do you feel? I mean, you think something's wrong with that. I feel something's wrong with that. If I'm with my wife, I mean, if we're in a work setting, if we work together in a work setting, we at a work party and you have to pay for drinks, yeah, I'll buy you a drink. That's no problem. You buy me a drink. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm with my wife, don't be asking me for anything. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you don't know my wife.
That's the thing. And then I think most women, their position is, who's this person?
Yeah, because you're trying to cause problems.
That's what it is.
You're trying to cause problems.
What other reason as a woman would you ask a man that is clearly out with a woman that he has an intimate tie with, whether you know him personally enough to know whether that's his wife or his girlfriend? You look and there is the assumption that they have some kind of personal relationship.
And then don't even show respect to the wife.
Even, I don't care if you say to me, hi, how you doing, whatever. I'm just not into that. I remember me and my people were out somewhere, right? And he does marketing and sales in stores. And obviously this female knew him from the store, and we were in a food place. And she said, you could buy my lunch? And I looked at her like, trick, if I smack you. But I'm not a junglist, so I didn't act on that. But I gave her that look, but she looked at me. And so that means that, number one, she identified that she was being disrespectful by doing so. You on the line and you in here. How were you to purchase it if he had not come in here? So are you trying to send me a message that I could get it from him? You get it, all right. Who's on the line? Good morning. This is Love Jones.
Hello.
Hey, good morning.
Hiya, pal.
Hey, what's going on there, guy?
What's crack-a-lackin'?
We're right here speaking of matters of disrespect and respect when it comes to relationships, the do's and don'ts.
Did y'all refer to my commentary of yesterday?
We had not gotten to it because I assumed that you would be present to do so yourself.
Boy, look here. How I look at it is, right? If you are in the place,
Yes.
this female, and I come into the place with my lady,
Mm-hmm.
obviously you in there to spend money. So it's like, don't be expecting me to foot your bill just because
That's what I'm
I
saying.
know you. You know, show my lady some respect. Show my lady some respect, because I mean, it's like, how would she feel if she's out with her fella, and I come out and say, man, look here, why don't wait this out for me?
Right.
You see,
Because the
you gotta
guy's
put
gonna
yourself-
look like, well, how you get so comfortable? What y'all be
Yeah.
working out? Right.
Feel like what you ought to be waking out.
Right.
You know, so it's like, yeah, I don't know. That for me, now, like I was saying, if we came together as a group,
Mm-hmm.
you know, then you know the
No,
offer
I think that's
could.
different.
Right,
Does it
that's
matter
different.
the setting? Because a couple of men asked me. They said that the settings noted as to the reaction. Like if you're out by the fry, you stand up at a daiquiri bar or whatever, some worker rolls up on you and say, "Hey, what's going on, man? What you saying? Buy me this little drink, man."
Let me
Well, it don't matter
Or
the setting.
does it matter if it's sitting down and there's an issue of you sitting
You
dining?
know,
Does
first
it matter?
of all, she don't know what in my pocket. Again, if I'm out with me and my lady, or even me and a friend, I have budgeted for me, as well as maybe something extra if in the event my friend needs some assistance in paying.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like, it don't matter the setting. It don't matter the setting. And like I was saying too, if she comes over to the bar and we're talking, or let's say at the table, and we're talking for a while and she hasn't ordered anything as yet, I'm gonna just say to her, do you want a drink?
right. I was
That's not
gonna say the
but-
same
but hold
thing.
on.
Let me suggest buying you a drink.
Right.
Hold on, Mikey. I ain't finished yet.
Oh, sorry.
You came in the establishment to purchase something, some food or some drink of some sort.
Right.
I am only asking you, do you want a drink, so that you could go ahead and place your drink order, and you paying for that yourself?
Oh.
And I'll probably even I'll
I didn't mean that.
bartender, the lady, she need a drink,
Right.
but she
But
paying
she
for that.
still gotta
I
purchase
ain't paying
it.
in my pocket for that.
No, Pat.
Yeah,
I mean,
woman.
if that's like if Candy comes to me and my wife, or Candy
Oh,
comes
that
and we
candy is a
talking.
different story. You can't put candy in the same mix.
I'm just saying though. We've been in the
Candy is
conversation.
family.
And that, see, that was it. Okay, let me be honest. Let me be honest. This scenario, it happened to me before, right? Dude and I were out, the bread guy, right? We were out, but we were out at I think, where was it? It was like Andres or something like that, right? We were sitting down. Now, mind you, as we walked in the door, the co-worker was at the door, hailed and everything else like that, and we sat down. I've met her before on occasion. She's aware of me. I know of her, whatever, right? It's the kind of friendship is like how we're cool like that. That's the kind of friendship. Like Pau Pat and I, how you know, it's like that. And so she what's up? She said, oh, okay, you out with Bay, whatever, do your thing, la la la, whatever. No thing. He showed me the WhatsApp, blah, no thing. So she said, man, send the vibe over, ice drink, whatever, and grand, so and so. So he looked at me like deer in the headlights blinking now, right? Because it's like, ooh, you know her, it's cool like that, whatever. And so I looked and I said, would you like to buy it? As I wait.
No.
Right? I said, would you like to get it? So he said, no, man, we out. You know what I'm saying?
But see, Candy, the thing about it is, right? It's like she went ahead and not asked. She was like, so you sending the thing?
Yeah, she said you can send a drink. She said and then she went on to say what it was. And so he showed it to me, say she asked for blah blah. So I looked at him, I said, would you like to get it? So he said, he looked back and he said, I guess either he read me or he understood what that would mean, even though I knew her and it was no problem with her. But what I'm saying is there's still a level of respect to be had, regardless.
Yeah.
Just the fact that he showed it to you, and
He's
he
trying to
knew-
be above board, that it would be a plum.
He knew that
It's
something wrong with that.
Exactly.
He knew something
And so
wrong with that.
and I said, would you like to? So I still gave him the opportunity. Don't say, like that meme that I posted yesterday.
Which one?
When with Kim Kardashian, where she said, "Well, what happened? You out with your people? You can't hail?" And she answered back. She said, "No, he can't." You know, the kind of way, like, go sit down somewhere. We out now. This our time. Have a seat. You know,
Right.
that kind of way. And women are that way. Sometimes women are, and I want men to understand. Men think they're territorial. Women are far more territorial
Yeah, you're
than men.
jealous, but
I have no problem with saying that. Some people see it as jealousy. Listen, I am territorial for things that belong to me. And you may say, "Money, no problem." Yes, it's mine till you go elsewhere.
Let me give you a scene. Like, I'm gonna use dogs as example. If you watch, no, and I don't mean it in a
I
bad
know.
way, right?
Go ahead.
But the thing about it is, two male dogs.
Yeah.
If two male dogs fight,
Mm-hmm.
I grew up around dogs. But when two male dogs fight, they have a fight and it's sometimes bad, right?
Right.
But you could still keep those dogs in the same yard.
Mm-hmm.
When two female dogs fight,
That finished.
there are gonna always be problems in the yard.
They can fight
Always.
constantly.
And you're gonna have to separate them. You're gonna have to separate them. Either get the two away from the same yard.
Sad.
They're gonna have to be chained to a different end. But the
Sad.
minute they get loose,
They
it's
gonna go
be
at
on
it again.
It can be on again.
And
But
then
with
you're
two
all
male
right.
dogs,
No, because it's still territorial, because the
Right.
two of us are still dwelling and one has to be. You ever hear old people say two women can't live in one house?
nope. And Mikey, the thing about it is, you notice
Yeah,
it's some women who they are bitter until the end.
Mm-hmm.
They are bitter until the end, and they'll carry that bitterness. If there's
To
been
death.
some slight deception somewhere, they would. I mean, just a simple fact. Two women will walk up in a club or something like that, and they have on the same dress,
Problem.
and they ready to kill each other. But let me and Mikey bust up in the place in the same gear, and we can be like, yeah, Dread, but we.
So what happened? You shop, you been by so and so to buy it, eh?
I want to know how much you pay for yours.
You know what I'm saying?
But how much you pay for yours? Man, I'm sick. You beat me up by $10.
But with females, they see the next one in the club and they be like, "Who this bitch think she is? Why she got to show up here in the same thing?" So it's like what?
It's
like,
a problem.
Really? It
Yeah,
ain't that
I
serious,
admit it,
man.
and it doesn't matter. And I have no problem with admitting it. It doesn't really matter how mature. It doesn't matter how grown, how arrived you are. There, women take respect, disrespect, and the showing of that from other women and their man of significance. It's taken very seriously. That there's an issue. So, like I
Right.
said with my scenario, he said, "Yeah, I ain't gonna be able to do that." And so she's like, "Oh, wow! I can tell everybody when you was with your woman, you play crazy." Okay, that's
That's what you call
fine.
it?
Well, if that's what it
you call
is.
it,
It
yeah.
just gotta
I
be
play-
what it is.
I can play crazy.
Right. But at the end of the day, like I said, once I had acknowledged it, and if I said it was okay for me, it would have been cool because he showed it to me. It was almost like asking permission, but I needed that to happen the way that it did because I needed to know I'm still at the top of the totem pole.
Yeah, but Candy,
That's how it
even though he
works.
asked you and he said, if you said
He still knew it was an issue. That's why
no,
he
but I'm
showed it
saying,
to
what
me.
if he went and bought it though? What if he went and bought it?
Well, that would have been some furniture moving. That would have been some furniture, but hey, don't let it fool you.
Yeah, not only that, Pat. Let me be honest. As far as women are concerned, women are also, and I want men to get it. You know, when women say things like "my money is my money" and "your money is my money too."
That's an extra drink for Candy, bro.
I try. You see, you understand what it is.
Hey, you taking drink out of my
My mouth. I'm gonna say bread on my plate.
That's crazy, Zach. You taking my money from me.
See, that's it. And
My
women
man
are
comes
that
to
way.
spend on me, and you come in here
Boom.
expecting to have a drink.
Can't
No,
have
right?
that.
I don't want
Yeah,
like that.
no. And then women are also women have ownership over their men money too. I mean I'm sorry to say that, and it's probably,
but that's true.
But it's true.
I know.
It is true. We're very guarded as far as our man's money, and if we feel like that's being spent on another woman, that's a problem.
Yeah, boy.
If you say I lend my boy $5, $10, she mightn't even blink. When you say
but not even money, not only money, just time in general.
Time and stuff. Yeah, we don't be into that.
And Mikey, I'm sure you've experienced it too. But it's like you could just be doing a minute favor for a female.
Yeah. No.
And that will be a problem.
Yes.
No.
That will, and you will be on the couch for weeks. Be trying to help out a female.
You mean literal couch though? Because I don't sleep on the couch.
Huh?
You mean the literal couch? You talking about?
Listen, Solid, but he's sleeping on no couch.
No, trust me, bro. In my house, you ain't tell me sleep on no couch.
Yeah,
It's gonna be a problem.
But I understand what you're saying. Just a minute thing that you do, and then she mad.
Because we take that. Okay, for instance, let me kick a scenario to you guys. You're in bed with your woman, your wife, right? Ring. Let's say when 12:30 at night. Hey, this Laura. I on the side of Independence Highway. My
no, you can stay on the side.
Dang, I ain't even get it out. I say no.
Because I ain't coming out my bed. Listen, I ain't coming out my bed for no woman who ain't my woman. What? Because dudes them getting killed for nothing in these streets now.
So you
next thing you know, some dude, and I ain't even getting into all that.
So you're just leaving us stranded?
Yeah.
Mikey?
Huh?
Hold
on. No, seriously, it just depends. It depends on.
No.
Solid.
Mikey?
I'll take my wife with me.
No. Let me see.
I hear.
You know what my mommy teach me? My mommy always say, if anybody calling you after 12 or something, they calling you to your death. I carry that with me.
It depends on who it is, too, Pat.
No, if it's my mother, if it's my sister, if it's a close family member, fine. But if it's a, I wouldn't even say, I don't use that word friend loosely.
What if Candy calls you?
I gotta say no. I gotta find out if I got a mark part of my call.
What if Candy calls you?
No, if Candy calls me, yes, I'll try to assist her however I can because that's Candy. The relationship that we have, that's fine. But if it's somebody who I don't have because all of us in the Love Jones crew, all of us have an intricate, we have a special relationship,
right?
And so therefore, it's like we've gone past really and truly that friendship level. We're more than friends,
right?
And we will try to assist wherever we could. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But if it's like let's say it's some, I wouldn't say random chick, but let's say it's a coworker. I talk to you once or twice here and there. Yeah, we have a laugh or we might have a drink or something one time or the other.
Right.
And then you call me you don't even call me. And then out of the blue, it's like, hey, Pat, sweet girl, really, I could probably call a wrecker for you or,
Yes, if you have no minutes. Because this person say, Candy, why is she calling my man though? That's the real question here.
No, I agree. But if you only talk to her once or twice and she calling you, something definitely wrong with that.
Well, first of all, let me tell you. I just want to tell you. Let me tell you how women think. Women are the first question will be like, "Well, how she get your number to be calling you at this hour?"
But then it's so easily accessible in social media and technology right now.
They're gonna look it up.
You could be in a WhatsApp group,
or they'll put your number offside.
But y'all could be in a WhatsApp group and your number is going to be there.
Yeah.
Your number could be on Facebook. Your number could be on Instagram. Your number could be anywhere.
True.
You could actually go on in Google and find somebody's name and you will find as much information as you can on them. It's that easy.
It is.
Yeah, but she has to be comfortable to call you though. There has to be a level of comfortability for that person.
These women friendly, right?
Well, listen.
These women, they're friendly these days, right?
Yeah.
They friendly.
I ain't for that.
But I ain't for that neither.
Only certain, even with me, it's the same thing for women.
What the murder rate at now?
Well, I know I ain't getting included in the stats.
They say it up 22%.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: even as a woman, there are only certain men on that list that could call me at that hour or any hour, and I come in to come help you regardless of whatever, right? But yeah, no.
Listen, calling my woman is a last resort if I'm stranded somewhere. I ain't calling no random woman. I am going to act, if I stranded on the side of the road, I am going to do everything possible. Well, first of all, I can call my woman and say, hey, listen, I broke down on so and so. I trying to change the tire or something.
Right.
I can call my brother. I can call my boy. See if he can help me out. If I can't get that, then I need you to come.
Right.
But I ain't calling no random female.
No,
I'm not. Man. And especially if I know she got a boyfriend too.
But see, that's my point, and that's what I'm trying to get people to understand. A lot of times, if you're in an emergency situation, you tend to call the people that you're sure is going to come. And so my point is, if you call in my man at that hour and you have that surety that he's going to come, that begs the question of some other things.
Right. And even the thing is,
yeah, we do. That's y'all got to recognize that women go deep.
And if it's a situation like that where the girl might have a boyfriend or anything, and this is the last resort that I think of. If I call that place, I'm gonna say, can I speak? And if I have some knowledge of who a boyfriend is, or we've talked or whatever,
right?
Listen, can I speak to your boyfriend for a minute?
Yeah, let me just break that down.
This is the situation is, I stranded. I need some help.
Right.
Would it be possible for you to settle is be cool and whatnot? But out of respect, you're a man. This is the last resort that I have. I've tried all my avenues. You think you could assist?
I agree. But Pat, we don't exhibit proper relationship etiquette. Okay? For me. Number one, right. As cool as you and I are, as cool as me and Mike are, right? Even me and Solid Tight. I know for a fact that you all have women in your lives. It's nowhere in the world a certain hour of day. Unless you hit me up first and say, hey, this going on at work or blah, blah, blah. I wanted to ask you whatever. I'm not going to just out of the clear hit you up after a certain time of night, knowing that you have a mate. That's disrespectful, right? Because if she's there, I don't want her to feel like there is something outside of the box going on with me or with any other person while your phone blowing up at this kind of time at night. Relationship etiquette, son.
Let me show you something. When I out doing jobs, right? If I'm at a photo shoot, let's say if I'm at a wedding or event or something like that, and there's a couple, my business card I give to the man.
Right.
I never give my business card to the female because I'm showing him, listen, this is for you and your partner.
Right.
If in the event you all know anybody who might want photography done or whatever, fine. Because the thing about it is, a lot of people have this thing about photographers. They feel as though a lot of photographers are perverts. Because there are so many guys out there trying to they go under the guise of photographer,
right?
And they trying to get these fine women and stuff like that to do nude photo shoots and just to try to get contact to women and stuff like that. And so it's like I say, you know what? To avoid all of that, this is my card. I give it to him, and then if they ask for extras, I give them extras. But it's like you gotta. Our whole outlook on relationships here in this country is crazy. It's sad.
So, LaFrance just sent me something that says 5 deadly terms used by women. Number 1, fine. This is the word women use to end an argument when she knows she is right and you need to shut up. Number 2, nothing. This means something and you need to be very worried. Number 3, go ahead. That's like that thing with the drink. Go ahead, buy her a drink. This is a dare, not permission to go ahead and do it. Number 4, whatever. A woman's way of saying, you know what, screw you. Number 5, that's okay. She's thinking long and hard on when to pay you back for your mistake. And the bonus word is wow. This is not a compliment. She's amazed that a person could be so stupid and to say something so stupid. Right? Yeah. So take note on those things, eh?
Oh boy, and I've heard all of them.
Yeah. I don't know if that's a good thing, but
I've heard all of them, and I've tested all of them too.
right? I don't know.
Right.
But, all right.
Anyway, y'all, I gotta go.
All right, check you later,
You
Pat.
know,
Thanks
later.
for calling in. But my thing is, yesterday, Erin said to you certain things, and you said you wish that women would just be more straightforward in their communications. That was one of the grandest issues that we have, why women and men have difficulties in communicating. The thing is, when we say things, I think for women, and I agree with you, but I think for women, we expect you to understand us or to know us well enough to understand it is. And unfortunately, it's something very real. But as women, we do expect our mate to have a certain understanding of us. Like when we jump into the car and you say, well, what happened to you? And we say nothing. You know it's something.
Yeah.
You know that it's something. And I agree she's wrong for not just saying it. But for us, you prying a bit and wanting to know what it is and trying to get to the root of it, that means that you're truly concerned and you're interested. For some women, that's what they need. That's what they want from you. I'm sorry, it is what it is. You've given me that look.
But I'm saying the reason why I gave you a look is, do you guys really see it? If we're prying, do you guys really see that we're interested and we're trying to help you get to a resolution?
I think a level-headed woman would get that. Now, I agree that we have to learn better ways of communication. If a man asks you, then say he's asked you. You want him to beat you down, run you down. What you want him to do, he's already asked you to once. He's asked you to twice. How many times do you want him to ask before you'll say, okay, this is what the problem is?
And then when you be like, oh, since you want to tell me,
then you don't care.
There you go.
I know. I admit it.
When.
I admit it, and that's why men say, you know what, we can't win for losing.
Win.
If I don't ask you, it's a problem. If I ask you, you don't want to say what it is. If I give up on asking, then I don't care. I didn't dig or work hard enough. Women are complicated beings. I have no problem with admitting that. I don't. And I agree that it takes a lot of times, it does take a lot of skill to learn your woman, but every woman is different. Every woman is different, and we all have our kinks and our nuances about us, and men do as well. And some women are much easier and some are more difficult. It's all about the effort that you want to put in. Now, I understand sometimes that can get exhausting. It can get exhausting. But you have to let her know, listen, I am really trying with you and I want to understand you, but you're killing me here. And it's exhausting, and I'm getting to the place where I no longer care. And so either you're going to learn to give to me and communicate with me in the ways in which we can work, or this just has to be done, because I can't play these childish games. Period.
Yeah, something just ran across my mind.
Yeah, I saw the hamster.
Yeah, and I'm just thinking like how we segregate in relationships, especially in love. We segregate a woman and a man. Mm-hmm. And I was just thinking about the training that I did this morning, where the guy he didn't talk about women and men. He talked about people. You see what I'm saying? And where people are not successful in relationships because, one, they don't feel they're enough. So that brings on the fear and blah, blah, blah. And, and he gave a couple scenarios. It was really interesting. Mm-hmm. But I think we create more of a problem when we do the segregation. Do you think? You see what I'm saying? Whereas, because here's the thing. I think the problem is we're people.
Right.
You hear women say men are difficult. You hear men say women are complicated. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But I think as people, we all have this, I won't say the same issues, but I think if we stop isolating women as being this type person or these type person when it comes to relationship, and men being this type of person when it comes to relationship, I think that would help gap the issue, so to speak.
In a way, I agree with you. I understand what you're saying. And in many ways, I think the problem is we don't just see people generally as people and human beings more so that are fallible, that make mistakes. I think we're less open to that. And I agree with that. But the problem is we tend to segregate and we say the column of men, the column of women, because there is a difference. There are stark differences in the way that people think, yes, right? And there are just some people that think outside the box, period. Right. But there is a stark difference between the way that men choose to communicate, and the way that women choose to communicate. For instance, there's a stark way of the acceptance of vulnerability when it comes to the female and when it comes to the male. You know what I mean? Even when we talk about roles and the way that men feel about being providers and making certain provisions and what that means to them as to their masculinity, women could never fully understand what that means.
Yeah, because there's, of course, the ego is involved.
And that's what I'm saying.
About.
And that's where and why the segregation comes in. I think if we think of it less as segregation, I think that may be an important issue. It's not necessarily segregation, but it's knowing the differences, accepting them, and then trying to understand them. I think we tend to put each other in different boxes because of men and women, when if we just understand that the only reason for making the separation is trying to understand how the other thinks, feels, is affected by what we do,
right,
I think it'll be beneficial.
Right.
So it's how we choose to word it and how we choose to approach it.
I like the fact you used the word choose, because it is a choice. You know, you hear the terminology that men are logistical thinkers and women are more emotional thinkers.
Which is not true all the time.
No.
That's one of the things that thoroughly disgusts me. I can admit that's one of the things that is said over and over again. And I don't agree with that. I don't agree with the fact that what some of the grandest misconceptions is that every woman wants to get married. I disagree. There are some women that they don't want to be nowhere near a Vogue magazine that have the wedding edition. They don't want to be anywhere near David's Bridal. They just aren't interested in that. They are good with companionship, and they just want to find somebody that they can be with, to love, and that to accept and to be accepted by. They're not interested in what marriage is and what it stands for. Not every man is running from commitment. You know, the men are often carved out as people that run from commitment. Some men are so hungry for a woman that will commit and support him that you wouldn't believe. Okay. Not every man fits in the same box and scenario that we paint.
That's true.
You know, so I agree with you that it is an acceptance, but I think it's how we choose to see it. I think noting the differences between men and women are important, but using it as a cause for segregation, I think that's where we go wrong. Mm-hmm. So I think if we can change that, we'll be that much better in learning each other and understanding that there are differences, but that's the beauty in who we are as men and women. It's what makes it work. Yeah. If women were as men and men were as women, oh, what a problem we would be in. You know, so I think it's about celebrating those differences and loving men for who they are, and accepting that women are who they are.
Yeah.
And people and relationships are complicated. Not one set of people are complicated. Yeah. You know,
I think relationships are a lot of work. I mean, men don't ever think that it's not. And a lot of people, and this is what I firmly believe. You know, when it comes to relationship, when it comes to love, you get back what you give.
A lot.
You see what I'm saying? So if you're a certain way in your relationship, you're gonna get that. You're gonna attract that type of a person into your life, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And there was a scenario in the training this morning where this guy was saying that he felt on a scale of 1 to 10, he felt he was a 6. So he felt he wasn't enough.
Right.
So he never felt he could attract a woman that was more than a 6. Wow. And his whole life, he attracted 6s and below. Ooh. Because he never felt within himself. If he felt the woman was a 7,
he wouldn't go after her.
The fear kicked in. The fear of not being enough. The fear of not meeting, not being what this woman want him to be. Not, this woman's judging him, and it was amazing. I mean, and it, like, the light bulb went off when he was talking about it. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, wow, that's crazy. You see someone as a 10, and I'm pretty sure it happens to men. You see someone who could probably be a beauty queen and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. You look at yourself, you'll be like,
she would never go for
someone like me.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? But you're telling yourself you're not enough, and that fear just kicks in. And I see where that fear comes in. That fear comes in because of you. Mm-hmm. And it was so now I see a 10. I'm 11 now.
But even with that, the way that people perceive you, even with that, some people will look and say, you know what, that's a great lesson. And they appreciate the fact that you are prideful of who you are and you're comfortable and all those good things, and then other people say that you're cocky.
Yeah, whatever.
And you know what I mean? So like I've learned to realize it doesn't matter what you do, someone will always
Definitely.
have something to say about
Definitely.
it. So you can't allow people to grade who you are and the behavior thereof. You know, it has to come from a place solely of within.
But why are they looking at you as being cocky? Because they think of themselves as not enough.
Perhaps.
That's what it is.
Perhaps. But I think we
It's-
all
it's
see
a-
ourselves
it's
in that way for
Yeah.
one thing or the other, or we see strengths and then we see weaknesses in other spaces. But the thing about weaknesses are they can be built upon and they can become something that strengthens you. So again, it's what you choose, and it is all about choice. It's what you choose to do and how you choose to react, and what you choose to accept and what you choose not to accept. And those things have very grand things when they come to relationships. I wish we could have gotten into that conversation that we had in chatter last night in reference to the things that independent women need and the fear.
I was actually involved in that.
Yeah, I noticed. And the
Yeah.
fear of, and I like that we ended on that. And I think that it's true. I don't know if you agree, but I think a lot of times men are not necessarily intimidated by an independent woman, but afraid. There's that fear that you just finished talking about, that they don't know how to love her. Because we just talked about it. A lot of times women may use sex, right? For example, and men use money. So if you remove that, if she doesn't need your money and not necessarily like diving for sex, then what do I have to offer to her?
Right.
So it's like, I don't know how to love her. I don't know what to give her outside of what I've generally given to everyone else.
Right.
And I think the same can go for a lot of women. I mean, me personally, a lot of people be like, you're always so happy and so confident and whatever. There are a lot of days that I look in the mirror like, right? Like, oh my goodness, like there's so much to be done. And there's so these scars and these things, and I don't feel good about me, you know, and then we often do that as counterparts to other people. When you don't feel good about you, and you see it, you look at the other person, you're like, if I see it, I know that he or she sees it. And at some point, that's going to be the thing to drive them away. That's going to be the thing that they view as unattractive. We tend to put our own stuff on other people, and we do it all the time.
Yeah. And the thing is, you know, it was, like I said, what struck me in that training, and I would love to share that with you. It was so interesting.
It sounds cool.
Was the fact that, you know, how the guy, you know, and here's the thing, you know, when he started to believe in himself, he saw a 10, he went after the 10. You see what I'm saying? And he went after the 10 to prove that he was enough instead of actually believing it. He still didn't believe it.
Right.
He went to try and prove that he was enough.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it still didn't work because he didn't believe that he's enough. He needed to do something to prove that he was enough, you know, by going after this person that was a 10.
And
it took a
proving
friend
it, other
to tell him,
people
do
have
it.
to enforce.
Yeah, it took a friend to tell him, do it. You don't need to prove anything. Who you proving it to?
Yeah. So on that note, on wrapping up today, I think I would love to leave that as a bit of homework. What's a 10? What's a 10 to you? Are you a 10? What number do you sit yourself on as the scale?
Yeah.
And what makes it so? And I want people to be brutally honest with themselves. If you see yourself as a 5, say why.
Yeah, and that was one of the things that he defined as the biggest hamper in seeing yourself as enough is people are not honest with themselves.
Correct. So I'm interested to know, and I'll do the homework as well. It's going to be scary, but if you see yourself as a 10, what makes you so? If you see yourself as less than that, why is that? And what to you makes a 10? Whether you see that in someone else or yourself, what qualifies as 10?
Yeah.
I'm interested to know the qualities
Yeah.
and the stuff that people see as 10.
Yeah, and it's interesting because, you know, a lot of it, we feel if we, you know, a lot of the things that we believe ourselves is either cognitive or is forced on us, you know what I'm saying? So I think you have to look at that too. What events happened in your life, what experiences happened in your life to see yourself as less than a 10.
And what makes you, like, if it is that, Why? Is it because your mother always said, girl, you're pretty, whatever? It's like, I want to know some of those things.
Yeah.
Because I think as you start to do the exploratives on those things, it brings a grander understanding of yourself and why you see yourself and other people view you that way. And I think it goes a long way with forming better relationships with other people around you, intimate or otherwise. And it definitely works for introspection and knowing who you are and being comfortable with those things. So that's homework. Let's talk about 10. And if you're not, why not? What makes you that, and what you see as 10 in yourself as well as other people? So let's do that, and let's see if we can make that work. And that's going to be Monday's edition.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that's going to do it for us. In the meantime, I'm going to see if I can get up on that reading you did so we could get a better understanding of that. So thank you, Magic Mike. I think It's been an awesome show. Of course, thanks to Patty McPatty for calling in. And thank you, Solid Robbie. Thank you, Solid, for sitting in. We have to have this conversation because I asked him if I was his work wife. That's a different conversation.
Right? Y'all finish. Y'all can finish that conversation.
You don't have
really.
a work wife, eh?
Huh?
You don't have a work wife?
Mm-mm.
None that you'll admit to, and I understand.
No, I work by myself.
You don't have
I wouldn't mind a work wife.
Help make things
Yeah. I wouldn't mind a work wife.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, we was talking about work wives and work husbands and things like that. I think that's a different conversation for a different time.
Yes.
We'll get into that. But that's it for us. Continue to be a part of the conversation, 4318497. You can always write in at verycoolcandy at Yahoo, lovejonescrew@gmail. Like us on Facebook. Be a part of our everyday convos and sharing of information. And of course, lock it in, listen in, 11 o'clock every weekday right here on Global 99.5. That does it for us. And in honor of D,
Regalink.